Good morning, everyone. I'm Julio Miomotayo David. I want to put us through on how to start a digital marketing. These are the basic things we will talk about today. We're going to be looking at how to use a blogger to create a website. Another thing we'll be looking at is how to run an advert on Google. And the last thing I'll be talking about is how to run an advert also on Facebook. But for better understanding and for the purpose of what we want to do, we'll start with how to use a blogger to create a website. How to use a blogger to create a website. And in doing that, we're going to start with Blogger now. The first thing you will do is you log in a blogger on any browser on your system. You just pick a browser and log into your Gmail, log in your Gmail on the browser. I already logged in my Gmail on this now, so no need for me to log in my Gmail on this browser. So the next thing is you just pick a tab and type blogger.com. Blogger.com. Actually, there are several ways in which you can create your website. We have something we call a domain. A domain is more or less like a plot of land where you build your house. And of course, a domain is a system, is a platform where you build your website. It can accumulate as much as possible websites that you want to put in. So, having a plot of land, you can decide to build a duplex, you can decide to build anything. So, normally to build your website, we were supposed to buy a domain, but to economize and for a starter, and mostly people that don't really have much at hand and have this passion and zeal to start this thing, it's always advisable to make use of Blogger. So that's why we'll be making use of Blogger for a starter. Now I click on blogger.com. Like I said, you can either create your blog or you sign in. You will still meet yourself in the same place. So I want to click on create your blog. Remember I told you that you should log in your email on the system, on the browser. That will really help you. As you can see, it's by default it brings the emails I have on this browser. So I want to make use of this email, Moses Siri, sorry. So I click on it. Now, please, I want you to note this. In creating a new blog, the first thing you will do is don't write any title. Just skip this. Skip this. Then you will write a blogger profile. That is a display name. Please note this. Whatever you write here, it will still display on your blogger. It will display on your blogger. It's inevitable. So you have to be careful with whatever you write here. Though you may still, no, you will not be able to edit it. You will not be able to edit this. So that is why when you are writing this, be careful with what you write. So I want to do something that has to do with arthritis. You can decide to do something that has to do with vision. You can decide to do something that has to do with diabetes. We call it niche, Niche, niche. So I want to face a niche. It is always good to, somebody says, know everything, know something about everything, don't know everything about something. In creating this blogger, I want you to focus on one thing. Don't just build, don't just sell diabetes today, sell prostate tomorrow, sell vision to next tomorrow. Like that, that will not bring out the professionalism in you. It does not qualify you to be a professional or to expert in what you are doing. It's always good to start and focus on one. By the time you are done focusing on one and you know it to an extent, then you can digress. Then you can decide you want to go into something else. So yeah, I want to put natural way out. Natural way out of vision disorder. Is it vision? Okay, I think I'm doing something that has to do with. Sorry, I want to be sure of what I want to say. Okay, natural way out of all forms of body pain, all forms of body pain. Or better still, maybe I should do natural way out of all forms of body pain. Now, looking at this, natural way out of all forms of body pain. This is an heading. Then I will now click on finish. I'm done writing my display name. This is a display name. Like I told you, is the first thing that will display on your website as soon as you log in. So you can write anything there, but make sure you write something simple. You can write natural care. You can decide to write natural way out. You can decide to write natural solution. You can write anything. So I'm done writing it, then I click on finish. So once I click on this, now as for a starter and for a learner, it's always advisable that as soon as you get to this place, look for where there is revert to legacy blogger. If I want to continue my blogger from here, being an expert, it will not be difficult for me. But you being a learner, I will advise you revert your blogger to legacy blogger. So come to this side and click on revert to legacy blogger. Now, the legacy blogger will display a simple and an accurate, a precise way of you creating your blogging page or your blogger or your website. Now, I will now come to this new blog. We want to create the new blog. There are a lot of amazing things you can do on this blogger, but for the purpose of what we want to do, we only click on new blog. Now, clicking on this new blog, we have 3 steps to take before we continue in this place. The first step is we write down our title. Second one is we write an address, while the third one is we will select our theme, the kind of theme we want. Now the title now. The title has to do with what you will be seeing when anybody clicks on your website. It will be the title. Like if you click on a website, let me show you an example of what I'm saying. This is a sample of what I'm saying. Now I clicked on this. Let's assume this is a website and I log in. Now look at this tab, natural way to get rid of pains. This is the title. This is the heading. You understand? So what you want people to see. So what I will just put here is solution to joint pain. Joint pain. That's my title. Now my address. This is very, 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 very important. As a matter of fact, this is the free domain we are buying. This is a domain. We are supposed to buy this, but Blogger always give us for free. Now, this is the domain. How does it go? You will just type, you will just think of anything that you think if you type it, no one else has used it. What do I mean? Now, if I may decide to write, let's try this, healthcare. Healthcare. Now, if you write healthcare, if you look at the down display, it displays healthcare.blogspot.com. Now you want to be sure if it's available, if someone else have not make use of this domain to run an advert or to build a website before. If I click on it, the thing is checking availability. As you can see, it tells me that sorry, the blog address is not available. That is, someone has already made use of it. So I may decide to type Jones Park here. Let me search if it's available. Yes, the blog address is available. Now this is your domain. This is what you will be using to create your website. I mean, this is what you will be using as your website name. Anywhere you are in the world, once you click continue and build anything on this thing, anywhere you are in the world or anywhere anyone is that types jointbackhere.blogspot.com, it will display your website. You can build anything on this thing. You can go as far as anything on this. This is just like a plot of land where you are building your house. This is a domain. This is an address. This is the heading. It is the foundation of whatever we want to do. So when I'm done selecting that, then I will pick a theme. As you can see, the blogger has about 12 themes, but I will advise you whenever you are selecting your theme, always go for something simple. Always go for simple. This simple theme has a way of streamline whatever you are doing to be mobile compliance. It has a way of making sure that whatever you set on ground would be so neat, so clean, and also mobile compliance. Mobile compliance in the sense that there are some websites that when you see, when you're making use of some phones, like some Android phone, that the version, the OS version, the operating system version is lower than 5.1 Lollipop, it might not be able to display well. And for somebody who is viewing or reading through your website that saw an advert and clicks on it, and the thing is not mobile compliance, the person would not want to stay on the website for long, let alone the person waiting to place an order. So our main intention while we are creating an advert is, one, to gain the heart of the reader. Not just gaining the heart of the reader, even when the reader does not really have money to pay at the moment, the reader will always have it in mind. There is this footprint that will retain in the heart of the reader, that will make the reader to purchase whenever he or she has money. So I will select this simple theme and I will now click on create blog. Create blog is loading. Now, as you can see, it had already loaded. Now, for you to know and to be sure of where you are and what you are doing, it is always advisable to remove all these metrics that you are seeing. These are just basic informations, like in July, the new blogger will become default for all users. Now, we are presently in July. Now, and as you can see, the new blogger, where I reverted to legacy blogger, the legacy blogger was the former blogger we have been using. but this is they have a new Blogger. And if you are not an expert, if you have not been using Blogger before, that might be difficult for you to do, to use. That's why I always advise people to revert it to a legacy Blogger. So I want to remove these metrics. I will remove this as well. I will also remove this. So this will give me a clear insight of what I want to do. Now, the next thing I will do now is I will create a new post. Create a new post. You click on create a new post. It's loading. Now it's done loading. This is, when you buy a plot of land, you have to make some documents. You have to do a C of O. You have to do your plan. You have to do every other thing before you start constructing. So all of those things that we did before getting to this place, they are our C of O. They are every other thing that we need to do to ensure the main ownership of the landed property. Now, on this domain now, we want to build our website. And of course, if you want to build a house, if you want to construct any building, the first thing you will do is on that plot of land or within the premises, you need the materials like health material, cement, water, laborers, and every other thing that you will make use of to build the house. Now, to construct this website, you need some material like the pictures you will use, the write-up. You would have either composed it on the WordPad or a Notepad or a Word, on Word, Microsoft Office Word. You understand? Now, once you are done with that, the images you want to use in constructing the website, you would have saved it on your desktop, if possible, so as to help you in knowing what you are doing. You just create a new file on the desktop. So you would have created a new file and saved everything, all the images or anything you want to use in building the website. That will help you go a long way. Now, for the purpose of what I want to do, I don't need to start saving anything. Everything I want to do, Blogger at times is more or less like copy and paste. But I always advise people that whenever you want to do Blogger, don't copy and paste. It has reasons. Now, I want to build a website, something like this. This thing you are looking at, I did it with Blogger. And I can do any website of any form using this. I will also still teach you how to run or how to build a website using domain. But remember, like I said, for a starter and to economize, to economize, it's always good to start with Blogger. And once you know what to do on Blogger, this is just the rudiment. Once you know the rudiment, to make use of domain will not be difficult for you. You would have gotten a good idea of what you want. Now, I want to start now. I only want to do copy and paste. But before I do copy and paste, it's always good to have a WordPad beside you. So you will now open a WordPad on your system. This is WordPad now. I already opened it. Now, one of the advantages is this. I want to copy this thing you are looking at. I want to copy this. Now, if I copy this like this and I paste it on this place directly, if I paste it, it will display exactly the way it was. And I might not want something like that. Do you understand? So because of that, because I don't want something like that, I will have to go and paste this thing on the WordPad. It will remove everything on it. By default, it will just come like a clean write-up. That's why I said it right from time that the materials you need in building a house or in building this website is you would have gotten all the content you want to use, all the write-ups on your WordPad is very, very important. I will now copy this. I will copy this now and paste it here. Now, I said natural way to get rid of pain. I may decide not to use natural way. If I want to write my heading, I want my heading to be uh, the effective natural solution natural solution to all forms of pains. The effective natural solution to all forms of pain. Now, if you unless I forget this post, leave it. Don't write anything there. Don't write. If you write anything there, it will affect. It will not affect anything anyway, but it will display here. And if you already had an heading, you already had a title, so you don't need to put anything here. Unless I forget also, in building a website, in having this, we call this a landing page. This is a landing page now. Now we also have a sales page. If you click on this now, you will go into the sales page. But because I'm not going into the sales page now, I only want to start with this landing page. Now, with this landing page, in having a good, for if you want your advert to convert very well, to bring more order, you need a caching a caching heading. It must be an heading that when they click on, they want to read more. Imagine somebody who wants to sell something and the person just writes, see this and read. See the solution to no, people will not read it. But look at this, the effective natural solution to all forms of pain. Anyone who is suffering from any forms of pain, is it rheumatism, is it arthritis, is it joint pain, is it back pain, is it cerebrospinal meningitis, or any forms of pain, once the person sees something like this, the attention of the person the attention of the person would have been caught, and the person would want to stay. And it is always good to make use of clean and nice picture that speaks about your heading. It is very, very important in having a good sale on your website. So I want to there are some things I may not be saying here. I want to believe we already know how to make use of all these tools. These are normal things that are on WordPress, on WordPad, Microsoft Office, and every other thing. So if you look at this now, this is your front. This is the size. This is the how to streamline your heading. This is bold. This is Italy form. This is to underline, and so on and so forth. Now let me talk on this. You need this. This is link. Anything you want to click on, you will make use of this link. Anything you want to redirect people to, maybe you want to redirect people to a particular letter, or from an image, you want to redirect them to another website, you make use of link. This is insert image. Sorry, you want to insert image. Let's just do something. Let's start something so as to round up on time. Now you will highlight this, like of course, for you to do anything on anything, you have to highlight first. So I want to put it at the center, and I want to increase the font size to be the largest, and I also want to make it bold. As you can see, now I want to design it. I want to give it different colors so that it will make it beautiful. And one of the things that can bring the aesthetic value of your work is you designing it where people love attractive things. If an average person wants something that is attractive, that is the way human beings are wired. So you need to design something that is attractive, something that that people will be attracted to, something that people wants to keep seeing. Now looking at this now, it is attractive. Now if you look at what I'm doing here now, this is the natural way to get rid of my joint. I want to copy this also and paste it there. Now, I will design it like this. I want to retype this word as this natural way, this natural solution, this natural solution we save you from joint, bone, back, and all forms of body pain, and all forms of body pain. Let's just say in no time, in no time. Now I'm done with this. I'll also copy this and paste it here also. But before I do that, to make my work neat and reasonable, I would love to insert an image. So I'll just come to insert image. Remember I told you would have downloaded several images. Whichever image you want to use, you would have downloaded it on your system or on your desktop. Now I click on insert image, then I'll come to choose file. By default it will be on upload, then I'll come to choose files. As you can see, I have a lot of images that speaks about what I'm trying to say, as you can see. So I want to put something like this. I think this speaks about it better. It must be an image that illustrates, that speaks about what you are saying. So looking at this now, anyone that sees this, the effective natural solution to all forms of pain, as you can see. So I'm done inserting the image. So I want to continue with my work. So I will just put this natural solution will save you from. Please, whenever you paste anything here, don't just leave it, adjust it. The neatness of your work will prove your professionalism. Now I want to put it on large. I don't want it to be too large. Then I also want it to come in form of Italy. Then I also want to make use of nice color. As you can see, this natural solution will save you from joint, bone, back, and all forms of body pains in no time. Now, at the beginning, I just copy what is already on this website and I paste it here. It will just be exactly like the way it was on that place. And if it's exactly the way it was, if there's any error there from where it came from, the error will also display in this place. And if there is any reasons why Google flag off the adverts in the other page, the reason will also be applicable to this place. That's one of the secrets most people don't know. These things are some little things we should not just take eye off. And most of those things we are taking eye off are the things that are making Google to flag off our adverts. So what I want to continue, what I will continue, I want to copy this. I want to copy this, as you can see. Now, before I get started, I would like to ask a few questions. So Let me try and be fast because of the time. I still have a lot of things to do this morning. So now before I get started, I would like to ask you a few questions. I will adjust it. As you can see, I want it to come in form of black. Let me just make use of blue color. And now, are you battling with pain? Now, before I get started, I would like to ask a few questions. Let me make it bold. Very good. Are you battling with joint, bone, and body pains? Do you feel pain or hashes on any of your joints? I know somebody would be thinking within him or herself that after all, we are selling something that has to do with arthritis. Why can't we make use of the word arthritis? Well, Google don't like so making use of some medical terms. You understand? So they want you to be silent about some certain words. Now, take for example, if you write is insulin on anything that on Google, Google will not accept it on anything that has to do with landing page. So instead of putting insulin, most times it is always good to make use of polypeptide hormones. They will approve that. So most of all these things, I said something earlier that many of us, some certain things that we just take high of as marketers, uh, Google don't take high of them. They love their audience so much, and they would always want to be careful about anything they display to their audience. Like we can, as we know, as we all know that there's a news that went viral recently that Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, was sued and was charged some amount of money that is reasonable. And the reason is the fact that some companies that that the government had already banned also make use of their platform to sell some products that is obsolete that has been banned by the government. So the US government had to sue the ownership of the social media platform where they run the advert. So since then, Facebook has always been careful in whatever they display to their audience. So I'm almost done. Now I'm going somewhere. I mean, I'm going, I would have rounded up this thing, but because I want to show you something before I round it up so that I move to another section. Now, as you can see, I'm done with what I'm doing. Now, I said 98% of the people that ever tried the solution experienced great relief within few days, and after 30 days they didn't have to worry about their pains anymore. Click below to access the amazing way out. Now, this is where we are going now. Now, for them to click, I will make them to, there are a lot of people that will read click below and they will not understand what you mean. So that is why there is need for us to display an arrow that will indicate where they would click on. So you go to insert image, then you choose file. I told you should save all the images you want to use on your desktop. So let me make use of this. So this is an arrow. You would have downloaded it online. As you can see, it's displaying. Now, I also want to put an arrow where they would click. So let me make use of this. Let me make use of this. Click here. Okay, I think the file is rejected. So let me make use of this. Okay, this is another one. Okay, let me make use of this. Yes, click below. Now, as you can see, I will not just leave this thing. I will have to link where I want them to click on. You understand? So, which means if they click on this place, it will redirect them. It will redirect them into something else. So, where it's redirecting them to, no. Okay, this is where it's redirecting them to. So, I would have also, the next time I will be showing us how to create some of all these things and how you can insert video and every other thing into your website. So let me just continue with what I'm doing. So for me to insert that link, I will right click on this. I will click on it, sorry. Once I click on it, I will resize it. I want to put it on small first. Then I will now come to link. As you can see, it does not display anything. I will click on it again and click on link so that it will bring me a box where I can insert my link. Text to display. You don't need to write anything on this text. Then the web address, that's your concern. Just paste the link where you want it to go to. Then once you are done, don't just touch anything, just come to OK. So you are done with that. So once you are done with that, there is something that is also important we should also always learn to do is putting a disclaimer on our website. Google always like whatever website we are doing to have a disclaimer. So as you can see, there is a disclaimer here already. So I will copy the disclaimer and also paste the disclaimer here. So this is my disclaimer. Let me just paste the disclaimer. Then I want to resize it. Okay. Now, as you can see, the disclaimer says, this content of this website is based on research conducted by Orista Nigeria Limited. Unless otherwise noted, the information is presented for educational purpose only and is not intended to diagnose. Even Pure Company also sent a disclaimer to us as well, saying the supplement is not meant to treat or cure anything. So it's always to include it in your website so that Google will always approve it and you will not have problem in having a good Google advert. So I want to publish it now. I want to publish it. So once I'm done with it, I will publish it. So when I'm done publishing it, I will not just stop there. If I stop there, I want to show you something so that you will know where we are going. For you to copy that link now, you will come to permalink, then copy this link. Copy this link, then open it in another tab so that you will see what you've done. Now, this is your website. This is my website. But because I have not done some certain things, so I want to remove all these things. All these things are so that it will be neat. Look at all these things you are seeing below, comment and everything that I want to remove it. So how do I intend to achieve that? Once I'm done publishing it, the next thing I will do is I will just come to layout. Layout. Once you click on layout, you will only touch three things there. Just three. You touch the blog post, then you touch about me, and you touch the blog archive. Then just edit the blog post. I'll mark all these things, all the marked box, I'll mark them. As you can see, I'll mark it. Once you are done on marking it, save it. Now come to about me. I'll mark the box and also remove it. Then also click on edit blog archive. I'll mark this, then remove it as well. Once you are done with that, you can reload your page. As you can see, the thing is very neat and very okay. As you can see, solution to joint pain, the effective natural solution to all forms of pains. See, this natural solution will save you from joint, bone, back, and all forms of body pain. Before I get started, I would like to ask a few questions. These are the basic things we need. Anyone that is browsing on his or her phone that sees this would want to continue. So once the person click on this now, it will redirect the person to the sales page. Once the person clicks on this, as you can see, it directs the person to the sales page. So ladies and gentlemen, I would stop here. I would want you to go and practice this and send it to me personally. I will read through it and correct you. Anywhere you make mistake, I will personally chat you up and correct you. And by tomorrow or so or thereabout, I will also send you how to create the sales page. We'll continue from there. Remember where we started from? I told you that this is what you will learn. One, how to use a blogger to create a website. We are not done with that. That's the first part. There's still need for us to learn how to make use of it to create the sales page where you will include your video. You also include the video. You also include the order form. As you can see, these are some videos inside. This sales page is not made by Blogger, but I will teach you how to make Blogger with the sales page. And as you can see, this order form, how to create the order form as well. So thank you for listening. I want to believe you learned something and enjoy the rest of your day. Till you come across my next video. Goodbye. Oyoma Matayo David is my name once again. Thank you, Jesus.